Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Scully,
Yes?
marry me.
I love you and I like you.
I love you and I like you.
I love that woman. I love her more than sharks love blood.
I love you.
You don't.
This is Nerd Nuptial, episode 62. I'm the girl.
And I'm Tristan Riddell.
So I noticed that Ripley is kind of stirring a little bit in the background here, and I think it might be because before she went to sleep last night, we watched a lot of Twin Peaks. And it's probably not healthy for a child to watch David Lynch right before she sleeps.
I don't think it's healthy for anyone of any age to watch David Lynch right before they go to bed. I think that's a no-win scenario right there.
I don't know if you noticed, but I was turning on lights like down the hallway more often last night.
No.
After we watched it.
No, I didn't notice that. I thought it was just you wasting energy like you did in your youth. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay.
I pulled that
You
one
going
out.
there?
Yeah, because your father warned me when we got married. He's like, get ready, because she's going to leave every light on in the house.
We barely turn the lights on. We're weirdos.
I'm just saying
This poor
what
child's
your
like
father
in
told
the
me.
dark constantly.
No, your dad is so crazy about the light turning off things. Like he's even crazier than I am. Like I'll be downstairs getting drinks for everyone, being a good son-in-law. I was like, hey, you want a Coke? You want a root beer? You want a water? Yeah, let me go get it for you. And I'll go downstairs. And then he'll go to the top of the stairs. He's like, who left this light on? And then he turns it off. And I'm screaming downstairs in the pitch black with the freezing cold drinks in my hand.
Yeah.
Stumbling over the stairs.
Yep.
That's
Well,
what
I think
do.
I probably do it now just out of rebellion.
Just whenever you get back to his
it's
house.
my house.
Oh, you do it here. Just like,
That's right.
I'm an adult. I'm going to waste electricity. But yeah, so Ripley is stirring in the background. And some people actually have messaged me on Twitter and email saying that they like it when Ripley has a cameo.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sure like some people would probably claim it as bad podcasting. You know, like, oh my God.
We don't really have a choice.
No, we don't. It's either this is the show you get or you don't get a show at all.
That's right.
And speaking of which, we're so sorry that we did not get a show to you last week. And also that this show is late. Oh, crazy things going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of family stuff going on. So it's just
so
rough.
much family stuff. Like like the three of us, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
Like Ripley's fine. We're fine. But we got some family stuff going on. So thoughts and prayers would be very appreciated. And but yeah, so that's all we're gonna say. But it affected the show. But you guys are loyal. You guys are lovely, and we know that you forgive us. And so we thank you so much for listening to this episode and staying tuned. And also, before we get into our topic, which our topic is really just kind of catching up on what we've been watching, how we've been feeling about it, because a lot of new stuff has been coming out lately.
Yeah.
And we just kind of want to catch up with you guys, the listeners. And so that you can catch up with us. So one thing that you should do is if you like the show, because why wouldn't you? You're listening to us. Please go to iTunes. We know that sometimes iTunes can make it difficult. It's not as easy as it should be. But if you can take the time and go to iTunes, give us a review, it really means a lot to us because the more ratings we get, the higher we're up on lists and the more visibility we have and the more fun that we have. So you can give us any kind of rating that you deem necessary. But if you give us a 5-star rating, we'll mention you on the show. And please go to thenerdparty.com for all of our other shows because we have new content coming to you every single day of the week. So this was supposed to be our Alien Covenant.
Yeah,
podcast.
it was.
And we talked about that for a long time, saying like, okay, Alien Covenant's coming up. We're gonna give you guys a Nerd Nuptial review hot off the press. But that didn't really happen.
No, because we thought about bringing Ripley to the theater, but we thought, that probably would be rude, especially since we have so many issues with rude people at the theater. So, and she's gotten to be like a real talker.
Just in the past couple of days.
Yeah, so she like, while we're watching shows, she's like, no, you need to pay attention to us. And she'll talk to us about nonsense.
And there's few things worse in this world than a movie talker. And when she started talking, because she's not talking words.
No. It's babbles.
It's babbles. When she started talking babbles, I was like, okay, this is great, babe. but don't do it in a movie theater. I'm trying to instill that value.
That's right. Already, we need
Early
to
on.
just encourage her to be respectful.
I think all parents listening to this should instill this in their kids as
Yeah.
early as possible. 3 months is not too young to talk about how you should not be talking in a movie theater
That's
or
right.
using your phone.
That's right. We're teaching her that this young.
This young. Obviously, like, we couldn't get somebody to watch Ripley, and with all the family stuff going on, and so hopefully, no promises, hopefully you'll get an Alien Covenant review next weekend.
We're hoping.
We're hoping, and by that time, more people would have had the opportunity to see it, because
That's true.
not everybody sees it on opening weekend.
True.
And not everybody's as usually hardcore as we usually are.
Well, we try to be.
We try to be, or at least we say that we are. So that's hopefully coming to you next week. And so this week, we really just want to talk about some of the things that we have been watching. And one of those big things is Twin Peaks, the revival. Now, some people have been calling it a revival, a reunion, season 3. It's really kind of a season 3.
Yeah, it really is. I would say because it is 25 years later, like promised.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
So I think that category is season 3.
I'm calling it season 3.
I think so.
That's my camp. That's where I'm at, because like in the show, in the original run in season 2, they said, okay, I'll see you again. Laura Palmer, or at least somebody who looks like Laura Palmer in the waiting room, said, I'll see you again 25 years from now, or something to that effect.
Right.
And
it's 25 years
it's
later.
25 years later, so that's pretty awesome, because they achieved something that Chris Carter didn't do.
Yeah.
When he said that
That's true.
the alien invasion was going to happen in 2012, or I think, was it 2012?
I
Something
think
like that?
so. Yeah, I think
And
so.
He wasted the movie, and then wasted the revival, and then kept postponing Judgment Day, and
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is kind of going to be spoiler free, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you, with Ripley, with the listeners, with God in heaven above. I was so utterly disappointed in this. And because there's not really much you can spoil. There's not much you can spoil in this television, in this revival. And so we're going to talk about it. And if you guys watched it, great. We'd love to hear what you thought. But if you're going to watch it, just skip ahead a couple of minutes. But even if we do, quote unquote, spoil something for you, it's not going to be heavy, because honestly, not much went on. So right out of the gate, even though I talk for a long time at the opening, I want to hear what you have to say. I want you to rule the mic right now. What do you think?
Well, I guess the moment when we started watching, I was like excited that we were, going to explore the waiting room, the red room again.
Mm-hmm.
The lodge, yeah. Because I think that was one of the most interesting parts of Twin Peaks, and I think when you think Twin Peaks, that's one of the factors for sure that you think about. And that has so much intrigue, and I think that there was a lot of questions, and I feel like the fact that we're back there is a good thing. But man, right off the gate, it was just like, Lynch is being Lynch, and doesn't seem like he has many restraints.
No.
When it comes to this season 3 or revival or whatever you want to call it. And there's a lot of people are gonna not like this, but student film feeling stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
And I know that's Lynch, and like you could argue that he, that's like the essence of him. But at the same time, it's a little, okay, strap in and here we go. Like, you have to be pretty dedicated. I feel like the average TV watcher would not be able to just keep with this. And
God, no.
And I feel like unless you were okay with season 2 of Twin Peaks, it doesn't, season 1 was so much more, okay, we're talking about the murder, and it's much more formulaic, whereas season 2, he kind of went, all right, this is me, David Lynch, I'm going to do whatever I want. And now it seems like it's to an extreme where no one's telling him, okay, you need to calm down.
It's
like
true.
out of his dreams or imagination. It's a little bit nightmare fuel for me, but Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Because everything that you said is absolutely right, because right when we opened up on the show, I mean, like 5 minutes in, you said that out loud. You were like, okay, here we go. Lynch is untethered. Like someone took off his leash.
Yeah.
And I said that to fellow co-host on the network, John Mills. I said, I was like, yeah, this is clearly him unleashed. And he reminded me, he said, he's like, this is a Lynch Frost production, and Frost is much more grounded. And I disagreed with him, where I said, I was like, you know what? If what we saw in season 1 and 2 was a Lynch Frost production, and what we're seeing today is a Lynch Frost production. And so I think the grounding force was network TV.
Like, we have to sell this product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And said, like, oh, like, Lynch, you can't just come at us with this absurdist student film garbage. We have to be able to sell this to the masses. And I am all for directors finding their vision and doing what they want to do, and being unimpeded by the studio system and the network and everything like that. But the older I get, and I'm actually I'm a video producer myself. Once I got the title of producer, I started to understand the responsibilities that came with that title, where producers are there to rein in the creative talent and the creative
That's why
forces.
there's director's cuts.
Yeah, that's why there's director's that's why director's cuts are usually either more violent, more sexual, or weirder, or
Longer for sure,
and everything like that, because a producer comes at it from a different angle. Like, okay, how do we sell this to the masses? How do we make this palatable? And sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, because there are many times when I feel like, oh, this had way too much producer interference, this had way too much studio interference, like Kingdom of Heaven. You know,
that's your go-to.
That is, I know, that's always my go-to. That had a lot of producer interference and studio interference, and it was a completely different movie. And we needed Ridley Scott untethered. We needed him unleashed. But Lynch Unleashed specifically is garbage. It's student film garbage. And he also gets the worst performances out of really great actors. Like, it's community theater.
Well, like, who are you thinking of right now?
Well, I'm thinking of, like, if you look at some of the performances of what some of these characters did in the original run of Twin Peaks, it was always a little kooky.
Season 1 is what
yeah,
you're
season
thinking?
1 and
Okay.
season 2. It was always a little kooky, a little off kilter.
Okay.
But it was a little weird, and it was just kind of like, oh, this is kind of a weird delivery. Like, is this just is this feels like stylistic delivery where it's supposed to be a little hokey, a little weird. But like specifically Kyle MacLachlan, I feel like he gave a very stilted performance as Bob possessed Agent Cooper.
Well, but he has to show the variation when he actually becomes the real Agent Cooper again.
It's true.
And, you know, so I was okay with it. I didn't feel that way.
Maybe I'm going a little broad there. Maybe I'm being unfair with saying that Lynch does a job of getting crap performances out of good actors. Maybe that's too broad strokes. But one thing that I can say is that some of these side characters that he brings on can't act. And
like who?
Like, the first person that comes to mind is the prostitute in episode 3.
Okay.
She delivered her lines like it was a 1-star movie that got no theatrical release that Netflix bought for $5. That's what it felt like.
Okay.
And I looked up this actress because I was just like, how the hell did she get this job? Did she get this job because they just needed somebody who would appear nude? Or did they get this job? Did she actually audition? And she has been in a couple of movies and was on like Days of Our Lives and everything like that.
Okay.
And she sounded horrible. So I'm like, how did you record this? How did you film this? And there was a couple other people that I can't name right now where you're just like, what? How did this come off so poorly? And so that's why I'm like, was it a stylistic choice to have bad acting? Or was it just bad acting? I don't know.
Well, I think there is a factor to David Lynch's stuff that you're kind of like, are they doing this on purpose? Is this a style that they're going with? Like, I mean, even when he's in it,
David Lynch
he's
himself,
he's
yeah.
David Lynch, you know. So it's you're kind of like, okay, well, he's being himself or whatever. And
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Albert,
yeah.
go to the phone.
So I don't know. I wasn't as bothered by the performances for some reason.
Okay.
I guess I wasn't being too critical. I guess maybe I've just the weirdness overshadowed that for me. But and I feel like, okay, so I'm gonna defend a little bit, and you can argue.
Where
whatever.
were you last night?
No. I'm just trying to. No, it's not like I liked it, but I can respect the different aesthetics that he chooses.
Okay.
Like, I feel like there are a lot of it is kind of like you're in someone's dream or nightmare, and I think there's something to that.
Yeah.
Where this is a place where we've never been, and I feel like there is something to David Lynch about that, where it transports you. It may not be a place you want to go, but it's interesting, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really glad that they kept with the whole, you know, speaking backwards deal, and I think that's so cool, and I think that they definitely listen to, like, that's a really unique thing that you need to keep.
Visionary.
Yeah, and you know, even like the weird, I think it was in episode like the part 3 or whatever with the eyes, the woman with the eyes, like,
Oh yeah, with the woman with no eyes.
yeah, like, that's creepy. It's creepy and it's weird, and you don't know how to feel about it. And there's the sounds that get in your head where you're like, oh, you know, like, even talking about it right now, I'm like, it's in my head.
The editing was very unique in that scene.
Yeah. And, you know, even like, I like the fast cutting because it makes you feel uneasy and it gives you anxiety. And it's for a purpose and it's good. But it's not everyone's cup of tea. And do I enjoy feeling like that? No. But I have to give it to him that I felt that. And I know that you hate that excuse. I know you do.
No.
I know you don't like
No,
that.
I'm upset that I thought when we started this podcast that I was going to have an ally.
No.
And no, I'm totally giving you crap.
I'm telling you that I don't like it, but I'm telling you that I also can see that I've never been to that place before. And that is unique in today's world where everything's just manufactured and we see the same thing over and over again. So you have to...
The blue beam in the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
That I will give you... Yeah, I will give Lynch props, and I will give leeway to that. Absolutely, because you're right. I mean, like, even if you don't like the style, it's a unique aesthetic, and it doesn't go in the direction that you think it's going to go into. Like, even when they had Agent Cooper kind of evaporate, it was a specific editing style and a specific transition that you would not see in modern film or modern television or anything like that, where it wasn't a shimmer, it wasn't a dissolve, it was something truly unique, where it was like a trapezoid kind of took him out. You're like, oh, okay.
Well, and I feel like for Lynch, I'm sure there were things that he could not do back when he first made the show because he was limited by technology, and now, like, he's able to probably be like, this is what I envision, and they can actually make it happen visually.
He did have a CGI character with, I don't know what the hell that was,
The
like
arm
a
thing?
talking testicle on a barren tree. I think it was, the evolution of the arm, I think that's what they called
the
it.
arm, yeah. Not a testicle.
It looked like a talking testicle of some very sick man.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that was disgusting in this show. Okay, so I can totally understand that. I can get the bad acting as a stylistic choice. I can understand and appreciate the aesthetic because it's unique. I can absolutely forgive that and understand that. What I cannot forgive as a student of storytelling, and I consider myself a storyteller, is bad storytelling, is bad structure.
I can't defend that. I can't.
This was some of the worst structure I've ever seen from Lynch. And that is saying something. Because I'm a fan of Lynch, and I'm a fan of his aesthetic. I'm a fan of some of his movies. But one thing that I've noticed is that I'm kind of a fan of his linear works. I'm a fan of Blue Velvet, of Dune, The Elephant Man. I think Inland Empire was in just a horrid abomination upon man. And that was non-linear, all over the place, and people in bunny suits, acting like it was a sitcom, even though they weren't telling jokes. Like it was random crap like that. And so that's the thing, is that this Twin Peaks season 1 was like Blue Velvet. Twin Peaks season 2 was a little crazier, a little non-linear, a little more mystical, like Dune. Now, this is not a one-to-one, people.
I feel like Dune's more... Well, okay, I can see how. I got you.
Like it's
still linear.
Yeah, don't read too much into that.
Okay,
don't read too much into that.
It's
not a one-to-one.
To that one.
No, I'm just saying that like season 2 adds the spiritual, the mystical.
Okay, I can buy
the paranormal, and Dune kind of does that, but it's still a linear story structure. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I'm not saying that like Agent Cooper is like Paul Moadib or anything like that, or there's giant worms. And then, but season 3 of Twin Peaks is now like Inland Empire, random stuff. It's like he took random scenes and just threw them up against the wall and said that's going to be the order, and it's just, and like somebody was talking to me and said that like, well, like what he did is he wrote, like, I think there's going to be 16 episodes, something like that.
What?
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest critiques about Twin Peaks. Is I felt like it went on too long.
Way too long and too many episodes.
And now we have 16.
Yes.
That's a lot.
It's way too much. And so like I think it was reported that he wrote all 16 episodes not as episodes, but just as one long story, kind of like Top of the Lake.
Okay.
And then he just found the cuts in the edit room. So like he's like, okay, I'm going to end episode 1 here. I'm going to end episode 2 here. And so each episode does not have a 3-act or 5-act structure. There is no act structure in these episodes. I cannot abide that. I can't get on board with that.
Well, it's interesting because we've watched what they have out, and it's one of those things where I didn't realize we had, because they all blended together, which makes sense now because they're supposed to, because he just has one thought, it sounds like.
Yeah. It's one stream of consciousness, craziness.
Like I didn't realize how many we had watched.
That's true. Like, yeah, you didn't know where we started and began, because I also fast forwarded the opening credits.
Each time, yeah.
Because it was late at night and I was just like, let's save 2 minutes. So yeah, I did that. And like that's the key thing to me, is structure. If you don't have good structure or good editing, that really pisses me off, because like the scene, and I know this is a common problem in Lynch as well as in Twin Peaks specifically, and some people will call it a problem, some people wouldn't, but his scenes go on way too long.
Yeah, I will agree.
Like, it's just, I'm not trying to be like one of those D-bags who said like, well, when I was in film school, even though that's what I'm going to say. When I was in film school, they drilled storytelling into you. They drilled structure into you. And I remember I was talking with one professor and we were talking about structure. We're talking about the differences between a 3-act structure and a 5-act structure about TV and film. And sometimes you can bring a 5-act structure into film and everything, and vice versa. And I started talking about how, yeah, but what about, you can totally break the rules. And, like Malick doesn't have, an act structure like that. And he says, yes, he does. You just don't always see it. And he sat me down and we watched The Thin Red Line, and he showed me the act breaks. And he actually also showed me scene for scene that some scenes themselves, independent scenes, had a 3-act structure within the 3-act structure. And so you have people who don't understand film, don't understand storytelling, don't understand structure, and say like, oh, Malick is just a bunch of nonsense just like Lynch. Complete bullshit. Complete and utter BS, excuse me. People who say that don't know what they're talking about. And, you and I did Waiting for Godot. Mm-hmm. You were in it. And I
was the boy.
You were the boy.
My lines were, yes, sir. No, sir.
Those were your lines. And you delivered it well.
I did.
I mean,
I often played children and boys.
You were the...
I made a career of it.
Who was that famous Peter Pan?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, crap. What's her name? Margaret? Mary?
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh!
Mary Martin.
Mary Martin, thank you. Yeah, you were the veritable Mary Martin of our college. And you did it well.
Oh my god.
And I was the assistant director.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't the director. I was the assistant director. I loved it. I thought it was great. I loved working with you.
Mm-hmm.
I loved working with the director and just doing an absurdist play. And I kept talking with the guy who was directing it, a good friend of mine, Matt McMahon. And I said, I was like, but what, as we were analyzing the play together. He knew a whole lot more than I did. He's way into dramaturgy. And I kept saying, it's like, well, is this what this means? Or like, is this what this monologue means? He's like, it literally means nothing.
Yeah, you have to. It's true. Well, actually, as we were watching, didn't we talk about Beckett?
Yeah, we referenced
Beckett a lot because there's so much of Beckett that it's there just to be there, and you kind of have to just accept it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that like I started complaining about that with some of my friends, and I said I was like, oh, Lynch has gone full blown absurdist, and a good friend Craig Sorrell, he said he's like, oh, Lynch has always been an absurdist, and I disagree. I was like, Lynch always had elements of absurd theater in his films and TV, but he wasn't full blown. He didn't have, not everything he did was without purpose. With this, it feels like 90% of it is meaningless just for that aesthetic.
Yeah, I would agree because there are certain things that I've we've seen, and I'm thinking to myself, there's no way that's going to tie back.
You're right. Right. You can tell me I'm wrong.
There's no way. I'm just like thinking, I'm like, no, that's not going to tie back.
There's no
that's
way we're
just
going to revisit.
Just so we see it. And then it's gone. And
that's okay.
That's okay. You just have to be prepared for it. And if you're telling a story, you just have to make sure that it doesn't get in the way. Is that fair?
I think that's fair because if pure absurd theater is your thing, like things without meaning, that's fine. This is for you. Will it tie back? Some of it will. Is it going somewhere? Probably. It kind of has to.
Right.
But right now, like 4 episodes in, it's not going anywhere. And in the tiny ways it has gone somewhere, it took its sweet time getting there, and it's still not structured well. And you're screaming at the screen like, why are we still here? Why are we in this room? What is going on? Who is Dougie? Why the hell is Dougie here? Why is he with a prostitute? Why can't this prostitute act? What's going on?
That's the part that bothered you.
I know.
What?
And for some people,
out of everything, really?
I know. That prostitute
Really?
was just so bad.
What?
Like, she's just such a bad actress.
Why? What? Well, it did not.
It bothered me to my core.
You have an issue.
Because if you're gonna be completely
that didn't bother you.
Yeah, if you're gonna be completely nude from head to toe, I want you to because I'm going to.
They have to act.
Yeah, I'm going to ignore your nudity the best I can. And
Good to know.
the best way that you're going to allow me to ignore your nudity is by being a good actress. Anyway, we're going off topic.
Okay.
We're going down a rabbit hole.
So that was the moment that you were just like, oh my gosh, throw my hands in the air?
No, that was not the moment where I threw my hands in the air. Like, no, I threw my hands in the air way before that.
When was that moment?
It was
because it sounds like it was Dougie. I'm really confused.
No, it was Dougie. I think that's what it was. It wasn't so much the prostitute, but it was that scene with the prostitute. Because I was like, why is Dougie here? Why does he look like Kyle MacLachlan? Is he a doppelganger? Is there multiple doppelgangers? And they said he was manufactured. Why was he manufactured? What's going on? And it wasn't like, oh, I wonder where this is going. It's, what the hell are you doing to me? And some people would probably say, oh, well, that's Lynch. That's the journey. Like, you're frustrated right now. He's making you ask questions. And I say, screw you, because this is not a fun time of asking questions. This is not a fun time of, oh, wow, I wonder. It's, no, screw you for making me scream at the TV.
Okay. Are you done? Are you okay?
No, I
can
can
take
keep
a
going.
deep breath.
Because if you gave me good structure, if you gave me something to hold on to, if you gave me a beginning, middle, and end of an episode, then I would understand. I'm like, oh, Dougie was introduced. We'll probably learn more about him.
Do you just hate the name
episode.
Dougie? Because I do.
Oh, yeah, it was a horror. You kept saying it out loud while we were watching. You're like, Dougie? Are they saying Dougie? Tuggy? Who's Tuggy? That's not a name. You said that last night.
I know I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I'm coming.
Okay.
At. Like that scene was my breaking point. Like 3 episodes in, this happens. Bad prostitute. And
I
then
don't understand why you don't
Dougie.
like that prostitute. Okay.
We need to move on.
We
need
do.
to move on hard.
We do.
But
okay.
like we had one scene at the bar, at the Bang Bang whatever bar or whatever it's called, with like James and what's her name, who like the waitress who was married to the trucker. I cannot remember her name. But it was like we had one ghost fart of a scene with them.
Ew. Don't say that.
I don't know where that came from. I think I made that up.
I've never heard you ever say that's terrible.
It felt appropriate. Lynch made me say it. Don't blame me. Blame the devil inside me. So yeah, and so that happened, and you're just like, oh, cool, finally, like we're getting some, some older characters, not just at the police station. And then we're there, and the scene is meaningless. It's pointless. It had nothing to do with the episode. It had nothing to do with before it. It had nothing to do with what came after it. And so we're seeing these characters, and we're like, what are they doing now? Why are they there? Why are they still there?
Why are they just hanging out in the bar?
Why are they just hanging out at the bar? What happened to James? Why is he still cool? And what is going on? And I'm just like, maybe they'll answer it in the next episode, and they didn't.
Well, that doesn't mean that they won't.
I know, but it's just you have to tease and reward.
Yeah, I will give you that. But I feel like they had something in each one, right? That was like, now this is happening. Like, at least there was some progress happening, especially with Cooper's character.
Yes.
Okay.
And I will give you that. And I did enjoy that.
But the other ones, I feel like they're just there just because it's like, hey, we were part of this, and like we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're actually going to play a part of the storyline. I feel like we're just seeing them just to see them, just to be like, hey, remember this character? But I don't. Maybe the only people would be all the people at the police station. But I don't think that anyone else is going to play a role, possibly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what's weird. Why would you have a character as window dressing? Because it's
the principal, maybe.
Huh?
Maybe the principal. I don't know. Yeah.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah,
It's cool to see Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by that storyline.
Yeah, me too.
Because that's like season 1.
You know, that was one of the moments when I threw my hands in the air, was when like 2 cells over, the guy who just like evaporates.
Like he's all painted in black.
And I was just like, oh my God, that's for no reason. that was
Like you did do that.
That was the moment for me where I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like he's gone full blown absurdist. And like, because sometimes absurdists can talk about humanist goals and talk about the absurdity of being human and how nothing means anything. You can still have a message and be an absurdist. But Lynch is being the type of absurdist like Beckett in Waiting for Godot, where nothing means anything. And so, and he's also, he's this full blown absurdist that doesn't follow Chekhov's gun.
Okay.
And so if what he's doing, if what you think he's doing with the older characters is true, and he's just using them as window dressing, then he is betraying the audience by introducing something that's not going to come up later.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off.
I understand that.
And
I understand it.
I know
I get
it. I know some people are probably screaming at me saying, I don't get it. I just don't get it, because that's the appeal, is that you don't know what matters and you don't know what doesn't.
It's true.
And some people might see that as a bonus, as not a bonus, but as a positive. I'm talking a lot. Stop me from talking. Chime in.
Do you want to talk about something else we've watched?
Yeah, we can come back to it.
Come back to Twin Peaks.
I know. I don't feel like I'm done.
Okay,
like,
then keep going.
But I don't want to hear just my voice.
We'll keep. You just have a lot of issues.
I do. I have a lot of feelings.
You have a lot of feelings.
I have a lot of feelings.
Oh my gosh.
I also when I was going to film school, I had the opportunity to meet David Lynch, and I didn't do it. And I regret.
Why would you do it?
I don't know. I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know what I was doing that was
That's
more
stupid.
important. I think I was working, like I was editing something. I think it was on a deadline, and like a friend of mine was saying, he's like, "Come on, it'll take 3 hours out of your day. Come on." I was like, "No, I got to get this done." But no, I totally.
That's too bad.
I know, it was so stupid. Like I was going to take my copy of Dune and get him to sign it, and I totally didn't do it. And that's I respect him as a filmmaker, but I'm yelling at him right now for what he's making me feel and do.
All right, well, let's move on because I think we've talked a lot about Twin Peaks, and
All right.
maybe once we've watched a few more episodes, we can talk more, and
Okay.
maybe we'll see how you feel, how I feel about it.
And that's another thing that pisses me off. I'm gonna keep going.
Of course we are.
Like, I have to keep going. And I feel like I'm the people I make fun of. I'm like, if it's not good, don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You know, like, we watch bad stuff sometimes, but because we think it's funny. We get enjoyment out of
well, I
making
feel like
fun of
we're
it.
watching this out of like, I feel like it's out of like, okay, well, it's been this many years, so we should watch it, right?
It does feel that way. Like, and that's the thing. Like, like, if it gets too bad, like, if it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, that's beyond inappropriate, that's offensive, then I'll turn it off and I won't come back to it. But if it's just slow or meaningless, I think I can work my way through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing, is that, like, we're gonna keep going just to see if it gets better, because I did look up on IMDb how many episodes these characters were in, and a lot of the older characters are in a majority of the episodes.
Oh, okay.
I did see that.
Well, then maybe there's hope. You don't
So
know.
maybe they're not just window dressing.
Maybe.
Ashley Judd was in one episode. So what we saw her in was the scene that we saw her in. She had 3 lines.
Just to be in it?
Yeah, she was basically Ashley Judd just like walking on stage. It's like someone didn't even invite her. We're just like, is that Ashley Judd? Throw her in. Yeah.
But wouldn't you if you had an opportunity to be a part of Twin Peaks?
Of course I would.
Exactly.
But I'm not Ashley Judd. I don't have that power.
Maybe she loved Twin Peaks. Did you want to be a part of it?
Also, I need to see David Duchovny in it, so I need to at least make it to his episode, because I think he's just in one.
Awesome.
But yeah, I think we didn't spoil anything.
I don't think so.
I think we're good.
Yeah. So we also been watching. Well, actually, we're pretty much done with the show called Feud.
Yes, Betty and Joan.
Betty and Joan. Yeah.
Or Joan and Betty. One of the two.
Yeah. Well, depends on.
So how about you tell the listeners what it's about?
So it is about the feud between Joan Crawford and Betty Davis, this legendary feud that they had, where they worked on they worked on Baby Jane.
Yeah, whatever happened to Baby Jane.
And there was just fireworks, and they always kind of hated each other, but they kind of started what they called the hag, right?
Hagsploitation.
Right. And then
there were 2 actresses.
Right. Everyone knows that.
Well, I don't know.
And then because it was such a success, they ended up trying to make another one called Hush Hush.
Cousin Violet?
Sweet Charlotte.
Or Sweet Charlotte. Cousin
yeah.
Violet. Oh, that's from Downton Abbey. Wow.
Just another old lady.
That's deeply
rooted.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Cousin Violet.
But there was this basically about the self-destructive nature of them, and how, they basically lived to hate one another.
Yeah.
And how it kind of basically consumed them. Especially, it felt like they're very focused on Joan Crawford.
Yeah.
Almost a little heavily. So
it's a little weighted towards Joan Crawford's screen time.
whereas Betty Davis kind of is a little bit almost put in a better light in some ways. Like, they're both sad.
Yeah.
Very sad people, but it feels like we're kind of down the rabbit hole more with Joan Crawford in this series. We really liked the first few episodes, 5 epissodes, would you say?
Yeah.
Like, basically when they were doing like the whole shooting of Baby Jane.
Yeah.
That was fun because seeing behind the scenes and like the daily of like, them kind of, being angry with one another, and the feuds that went on with filming. But then kind of like once we hit the Oscars, and none of this is a spoiler because it happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is nothing. This is nothing new.
It's like spoiling the Queen. You can't
Exactly.
Or the Crown, whatever it's called.
You always do that.
I do, and I'll never stop. Oh, side note, the woman who played the Queen, who actually played Queen Elizabeth, is the front runner for the new Elizabeth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see it, but I'm going to
Okay.
give her a chance if it actually happens.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Sorry.
Nice sidebar. All right. Yeah. So, but once we hit the Oscars, it feels like the story is just like repeated so much. It's like, I hate her, I'm so sad. I hate her, I'm so sad.
I'm a miss. I'm a drunk.
Yeah, I'm not valued. It's kind of like, now the story is just repeated, and it gets a little old really fast.
I think that's the thing, is that like you hit it on the head. It becomes repetitive real fast.
It does.
Where they just get into the old habits and do the same things. And that's the thing, is that like sometimes feuds are like that, where it's just the same thing over and over again. But this is also from an entertainment, like let's tweak some things, let's move some things along. But yeah, I was intrigued for the first 5 episodes.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really good, and I think Ryan Murphy is just a power producer right now.
Seriously.
Ryan Murphy is the producer who created Nip Tuck, Glee, American Horror Story, this, and also True Crime Story?
I think so. Yeah. The OJ one.
The OJ one. I mean, like
American Crime or.
Oh, is it American Crime Story?
I think so.
That's what it is. Yeah. American Horror Story, American Crime Story, and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, this guy is just boom. He's just
right.
Like knocking out these hits and all these shows. I don't know how he does it.
Well, and it's Jessica Lange and Susan Sarandon, so it's very cool to watch those actresses together. I think it's worth watching a little bit, but just to see them try to portray these characters. I think that's interesting.
And that's really cool, because Jessica Lange and Susan Sarandon are older actresses playing older actresses who are at the twilight of their career.
Right.
And I wouldn't say Jessica Lange and Susan Sarandon are at the twilight of her career, but they're definitely not in the prime of it.
Right. Well, Jessica Lange has been doing a lot, but I feel it's true. I'm sure there are certain elements of it that they could relate to.
And I think they do a really great job of focusing on women in film.
Yes.
It's not just, these are 2 women in film. These are 2 women in film, and this is how women in film were treated in the 60s and before, and how not a lot has changed.
It's true. Yeah. Just this idea that, producers are just like, okay, well, would you sleep with her? No. Okay. Then she doesn't have a job. This whole idea. And yet, this genre of older actresses took storm, and everyone wanted to watch them. And part of it probably was about the feud for sure. But it kind of was interesting how it kind of took over, for the younger actresses. It was like they were written for these older women. So we don't actually see that too much nowadays, actually.
Yeah, it's
unfortunately.
True. And I'm a big Susan Sarandon fan. Like I really like her. I mean, I've watched a lot of her movies. I mean, she'll always be Janet Weiss to me. and she can still sing too.
Yeah.
But Jessica Lange, I mean, I think she's had a resurgence because of Ryan Murphy.
Oh yeah.
And American Horror Story.
Oh, for sure.
Like that.
For sure.
And she's fascinating to watch. And they actually made one of the first things I saw Jessica. Well, I think not one of the first things, but one of the first things I latched on to Jessica Lange was when she did Julie Taymor's Titus Andronicus. Well, I guess it's just called Titus. And there was a Titus reference in the show Feud, where Susan Sarandon was talking about how, like, it's okay to do gore in movies now. I mean, Shakespeare, did a play where a woman ate her sons in meat pies, and Jessica Lange played that character.
Yeah.
And I thought
That's
that was
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
That was fun. It's so I definitely recommend it. The full season is available on the Fox app, on the FX app. So give it a try. If you like, golden age of Hollywood and old Hollywood
backstage,
and things like that, backstage stuff, and that's the thing, is that you kind of you have to take this stuff with a grain of salt, because
of course
no one knows what happened behind closed doors.
No,
but
it's a fun, fictional biopic.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kathy Bates and Catherine Zeta-Jones are in it as a framing device. I cannot remember who Kathy Bates plays.
I can't remember either.
But Catherine Zeta-Jones plays Olivia de Havilland.
Havilland, yeah.
Havilland. I always say that wrong. But she does such a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of great.
I don't really see her as Olivia de Havilland, but she's very pretty.
I like it. Yeah, she's nice to look at. She was one of my first on-screen crushes, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Well, how can she not be?
I know, and I liked her before she was famous. Like, I liked her when she was in The Phantom, and she was like 12th billing. I was just like, ooh, I like that girl. Who is she? I want to see more of her. But yeah. So give it a shot. Give it a try. One thing that one other, and that's something that we like. So we're doing like a positive sandwich here. Negative, positive. and now here comes another negative. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So we've watched season 3 of Kimmy Schmidt.
Yes,
Kimmy
the
Schmidt?
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is a
Yes.
Netflix original show
Right.
about a woman who, 30-something woman
30-something.
who was trapped in a bunker, an underground bunker for 15 years, and by a man who called himself a reverend and said that the world had ended.
It was John Hamm.
It was John Hamm,
So that's pretty awesome.
which is, that's reason alone to watch it. And then so it's her coming out of the bunker and adjusting to life now that she's free and in New York City.
Yeah.
And she has a gay black roommate who's fantastic.
Basically, anytime I send a meme to you or GIF, it's Titus doing something.
It's true.
Yeah.
Like shucking corn.
Exactly.
Seductively. I get that one from
Or
you a
eye
lot.
rolls.
Yeah. Titus Andronicus is his name.
Yes.
Wait, Andromedon. I'm
Andromedon.
sorry. No, I said
You
Titus.
said Titus.
I said Titus Andronicus, which that's why
That's
he's
a
called
very
that.
different.
That's a very different Titus, but that's where he got his name. So it's Titus with 2 S's, Andromedon.
Yes.
And he's the best thing about the show.
Yeah.
So
sure.
we're only 3 episodes in. Actually, we didn't even finish season 3 because we got distracted. I mean, we didn't even we finished episode 3
yeah.
because we got distracted. And it's not doing so great.
No, it's not. We'll see how it goes. Because there's been times in other seasons where we're like, this part of the season was good, but this part wasn't so good. So I'm willing to obviously keep going.
Yeah.
But
because I feel like Kimmy Schmidt, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is one of those shows that when it's good, it is really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny. But when it's bad,
yeah, it's a little painful.
it's pretty off-putting.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the finest moments so far is Titus Andromedon, who thinks his boyfriend is cheating on him, reenacts Beyonce's Lemonade with his own style and words and everything
It's
like
hilarious.
that. It's going to go down as one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah, so even if you don't watch the whole thing, you should check out season 3, episode 2.
Yeah, it's episode 2. You should see how he's like he gets interrupted and he's like, why am I getting interrupted? Don't they know that I'm lemonading? Genius.
It's
Fantastic.
awesome. Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna keep we're gonna keep going with Twin Peaks. See where that goes. We're gonna finish up Feud, and we're gonna keep going with Kimmy Schmidt and see what's what. And hopefully, as we said, we're gonna go with you're gonna hear us talk about Alien Covenant.
Yes, we're
next
hoping
week.
that we can get a babysitter.
Now, but after that, like halfway through the week after that, which you'll probably get a special release. Hopefully, is House of Cards season 5.
That's right. I'm super excited.
Super excited. You guys heard us do a trailer reaction, special episode. We got a lot of numbers off of that one. So I think you guys are itching for us to talk about House of Cards.
We might need to get another babysitter just for that week.
we that's not a bad idea, actually, but it's not coming out on the weekend. It's coming out on a Tuesday.
It sucks.
A Tuesday.
I hate that.
Oh, why would you do that to us?
Seriously. And it's Memorial Day weekend here. So we totally could have, if they had released it this Friday, we could have had a 3-day weekend.
Yes, but no, they do it the
No.
day after Memorial Day.
Stupid.
Come on, Netflix.
Come on.
So yeah, hopefully we'll give you guys a special release, like a midweek release or something like that, because that's some of our highest numbers is us talking about House of Cards. So I think you guys are wanting it.
I'm wanting it.
You're hungry today. All right. Well, I'm not going to talk about all the places that you can listen and check out the Nerd Party because I already did that at the top of the show, and it's thenerdparty.com. So, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us and being a loyal listener. And just like the audience, I love you.
I know.
Join the revolution. Join the Nerd Party.